What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I ask y'all please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Wrestling with Rage. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe, and y'all, this is probably one of the more serious videos I'm ever going to do on this channel or in any channel that I do. Any video I've done or will do in the past, present, going forward. This is concerning one Malakai Black of AEW, All Elite Wrestling. He left a tweet about his future and why we haven't really been seeing a lot of him on TV and possibly his future going forward, man. So we got this tweet here. We're going to read, we're going to react, and before I even get started, I'm going to start the video off with this and I'm going to end the video off on this. I just want to send my deepest condolences to Malakai Black. Get well soon. Take all the time you need. Do what you need to do to get better, man. Appreciate you. You are human first and entertainer second. So whatever is going on in your personal life, however you're taking things, but I just hope things get better for you, and I'm praying for you, man. So without further ado, let's get into the tweet. Firstly, thank you all for your messages. Know they are being read and appreciated. With all the turmoil going on in the landscape of professional wrestling, I took the time to think of my words, but also needed to wait until conversations between mine and AEW camps had come to a conclusion. Firstly, I dislike reading parts of my private conversations between myself and AEW in regards to my mental well-being on the internet. These conversations were private and not meant to be shared with the public. As by now, most people realize that I am a very private person and I do not feel the need to have stuff like this out on the internet. I will say this, there are a lot of people who put their stuff, that put their personal business out on the internet and then get mad that people are in their business. But for the people that don't, we have to respect people's privacy, y'all. We gotta treat, God forbid, we as human beings have to treat other human beings as they are human beings, all right? No matter what their status is. Always treat people like people, always respect people's boundaries. And I think that's something that is very lost in today's culture, but that's just me. If you've been following me longer than a cup of coffee, you're aware I've spoken about them prior, but would like to be the one deciding when this finds its way to the public and not through someone else's mouth. As with anything through the lips of someone else, that story gets distorted. Secondly, to be in line with the above, they also need context. I did indeed ask for my release. The last 2 years of my life have lended a lot of setbacks. Both me and my wife have been affected by uncontrollable actions from the outside that resulted in loss of life, medical setbacks, career jeopardizing, the suicide of a close friend and a close family member almost losing their life, then experiencing an injury that I was sure was the end of my career. I spend every week going through several sessions of rehab, dry needling, and therapy just to be able to walk and compete. Let me stop right there. For anybody that wants to say, oh, wrestling is fake, wrestling is this, just look at what that man had to go through just to go out and have a 5-minute match. Every single week. The man couldn't even walk half the time, but yet is out there performing. Let that sink in for anybody that wants to come in here and say all wrestling is fake. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, this being the tip of the iceberg, and with the combination of the promises in my professional field that were not upheld, which resulted as a combination of all of these to a complete demoralization of life and character. So I don't think that was necessarily a shot at Tony Khan, but I definitely think that was, or not just Tony Khan, because I'm sure in the WWE it was the same thing too. You get promised one thing and then it never happens. You get told one thing's gonna happen and then 2 other things happen, and it's almost like you're completely forgotten about. So let this be a lesson to anybody in any facet of life. When it comes to life and word of mouth, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. You end up a lot better. You end off a lot better, I promise you. This decision had been in my mind for the past 6 months. It's hard to really put a finger and say this was the moment it all went wrong, but I can tell you, after many years, that I have learned from a rational point of view to see when I need to hit the brakes, which it is what this is. Perhaps once my mind settles on certain things and processes the last 2 years a bit better, I will convey via a different platform than written out what the exacts were that happened and have a more informed conversation about them. For now, know that I am good, and I am taking for the first time in 22 years a few months to recalibrate the last 2 decades of my life. It's another thing I'd like to say to people. It's okay to take a break from something. It's actually quite healthy. I'm not saying take a break to where you just completely stop doing it, and you completely forget the purpose of why you started. But it's okay every now and then to just say, you know what? I can't do this anymore right now. I'll come back to it. Just right now, I have to allow myself to be human. It's okay. It's okay. And if anything, I know I'm not anybody, but I would encourage it. It's healthy. It's okay to take a break from something, even if it's your passion. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to, and that is okay. We're human. We're human, all right? Most of us anyway. Lastly, I have read a few narratives online in regards to my release, mental health, and my personal life that I can summarize swiftly. If it didn't come from me, it didn't happen. Stuff about conditional releases, stuff in my marriage or using said mental health to leverage the other when, as I said before, that part wasn't even going to be part of the public conversation are false. My marriage is fine. I am fine. It is just time to make sure those things stay that way. Once again, I appreciate your support, and we will see each other soon enough. MB, i.e. Malakai Black. And that is the end of the tweet. So as I said before, I'm gonna start the video off with wishing condolences, and I'm gonna end the video off with it. Malakai Black, take all the time you need. Sir, you've done a incredible job in entertaining and trying to give us the best of you that you could possible. Though I am not the reason for it, I would like to apologize that things didn't go out the way that you had planned, the way that things were probably told to you they were gonna end up. I hope everything that you're going through gets better. I hope that you heal to top percent in hell. If this happens to be the end of you and you don't come back to wrestling, that's fine too, man. I wish you the best. I hope that everything in life that's weighing down on you, man, I hope it gets better. We're all going through something. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's fighting their own battles, man. And I just wish the best for you, man. And speedy recovery, man. If we do see you in the ring, man, I hope you come back better than ever, and I'm sure you will, man. But that's just me, man. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about this recent update from one Malakai Black of AEW, man. As long as y'all are respectful and logical, we can have a conversation. But that's the end of my video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See you later.